Yeah, and I think, you know, a thing on that as well, Zenith has been up in the late game every match today. You know, we look at game one, Zenith and Soniqs, game two, 3-3 at Zenith. The match we just came out of, even Zenith was up there to the end, you know, Mystery vaulting out of that window in the C block, unfortunately falling to Oath. That said, I mean, that's definitely a team you need to worry about. They took a huge leap in points on the leaderboard today. Another team as well, Radiance, right now, who's climbed their way up to 6th place, who I believe started out in double digits earlier today. And so it's been kind of a bit of a shuffle. And I think that, you know, like we say, ignore Soniqs at the top of the leaderboard. Let's see who's playing for second, for 3rd place, because that's still quite a bit of money on the line for these teams.
Absolutely. And you got to credit where credit's due. Obviously, a lot of this having to do with the fact that we've gotten 3 military circles, but nobody has had a bigger come up to today than 303 Esports. Starting off the day in 15th, they are now in 9th. That has earned them an additional 4K and an additional 2% to go along with what they had already had. So they're up to a nice little chunk of change picked up due to circle favor. I got to be honest, though, this plane not looking like it's going to give us a military quota.
No. Does that mean I can now hope for an Everest circle? I mean, it's like my next favorite
indeed.
toxic circle is when we get to have Everest. Not even if it finishes on Everest, right? But having Everest in play through the early to mid game can oftentimes be a really big game changer, and that's usually something that we see Shoot to Kill take quite a bit of advantage of. That said, given the flight paths that we've had today, we're not seeing Shoot to Kill go for the Georgia Pole loot spot. Instead, dropping right on top of Oath.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean they've done what they needed to do, but this is SDK hot dropping Oath right here. This is as close as you're going to see. SDK going into logging camp right there. They're coming up over the top of Oath. Okay, there we go. We get our circle. Maybe some Stalber. Maybe. How is this open?
I mean, this is probably one of the strongest compounds in this region.
How is this open right now? I was looking at my map, and I guess I was a little bit zoomed out. I thought Liberate was there, but apparently Liberate instead opting to play the craters just to the south of Yaz Field. So Oath somehow manages to get a clutch compound here. Where are we going?
What? All right.
Okay.
I mean, you know what, Porsuck? This was 30% of the circle. The likelihood of the circle shifting in this direction was very, very slim, to the point where even you and I wrote off it was going to the south. And I think, as you can see right now, everybody immediately migrating out to the north. Illusion actually in the best position, as they were the farthest north, trying to buy out for those compounds. Look at this. I mean, now you got people running over left and right. Win getting the flush onto Victor. Unfortunately, Comet's losing one in that transition. This is wild. I think this is where your seat swappers are going to really start to shine.
Well, Win already picked one out. Let's see if they can get another one. Shrimzy, not to be outdone. Tig trying to do the same thing. Shrimzy, I think, maybe committing a little bit more than Tig was wanting to. As Dietrich's actually hanging behind the Destructible. Needs to be careful. Oh, well, I guess just get destroyed there by mine, Dietrich. I'm not sure what the thought there was pulling out, but he gets absolutely eaten alive. And meanwhile, Radiant's now pushing into Fabled, and Fabled is getting decimated.
Oh, Rip is the last one up, but look at this. Radiance has lost Gaxi as well as Los, looking for the angle onto this, but they need to be mindful. ATC is just coming up from the ridge. Norcus looking for an angle, and right behind them, Liberate. So, nice Molly is going to do it. Rip goes out as Radiance works to recover. This is the time to push for ATC. Right now, Los working on the res for Gaxi. They lost the other 2 members of their team. ATC is playing this one very, very cautiously.
I mean, to be fair, this circle shift here at the end is probably more troll than anything that we've seen, than 3 military circles in a row. Because, I mean, you could see there was nobody up north except for Illusion, and they just didn't know what to do with their hands. They were so shocked that they found themselves inside of a circle for once. Meanwhile, it looks like Gaxi going to go ahead and bleed out, and now Los all by himself. Let's see what he can do against this ATC squad. This ATC just slowly wrapping around here and collapsing on top of them.
ATC and Radiance right now playing for 5th and 6th place respectively, and both down to just 1 player. It looks like Lowe's coming around the corner. Aguila actually is going to spot him out. ATC has 4 up, and Radiance locked out into 6th place. Veritas is only a few points behind, though. There's a chance that they could lap Radiance onto this. As they do spot Mime, but it really, I mean, I think if you're shoot to kill, or if you're Soniqs, you know you've won this. There's not really a ton that you really have to do, and we see them having fun with it, right? They're seat swapping, they're doing drive-bys, they're staying together as a team. At this point, as you quite said, this is quite literally a victory lap for them.
Apparently, Shrimsy wants Mime to go somewhere that Mime didn't want to go, so we're doing a little sheepdog in there, and we'll get Soniqs on top of the hill. It looked like they had a knock early, but they were able to get the res off, and now Monty is going to be stuck behind here, but I don't think they know he's there. I don't think they are aware that Monty is hanging out where he is, and look at this, hard shift's now coming from behind, so Soniqs may find themselves in a little bit of a rock and a hard place here as Luke going to swim it across, and okay, we're back to this fight.
And the fight has in fact popped off there. Shrimsy gets a nice shot onto Luke there. Lobes still trying to hold the angle. It looks like Soniqs working on 2 reses at the same time. Nice nade, though, from Lobes. Going to get the flush onto Tiggleton. Doesn't quite find the knock onto Mime, though. Mime's going to pull back for safety, back to the vehicle, in case they need an easy escape onto this. And that said, Lobes pulling back now for the res onto Maluk.
God, if there's a stat that I would love to be able to see, and I don't even know if it's possible right now. Shrimsy slowly bleeding out. We'll see if Mime can pull off some MVP. Nope. He can get absolutely roasted by Maluk. No, there's a stat that I would love to see. I want to see first and second shot accuracy, because there's some of these guys. It just feels like they pull up the scope immediately. First shot hits, second shot hits, and it's a real quick succession. And I'd love to see it. And it's I'm sure that has to be able to be done.
I think so. I think that's definitely something that the API team our fellow stat guys could pull up. But that said, I mean, the stat that I think I really want to know is between shoot to kill and Oath, right? Which of these 2 teams did more damage to the other? Because look at this, Balefrost getting the opening knock onto Alo. The nade is out. It might be enough for a flush. As Civ is actually coming in for the res. Gets Civ down as well. Alo is completely flushed out now. And Kurt has to pull back for safety on this, down to 46 HP immediately on the res. But Oath is just gonna send it, because why not?
I mean, part of me wants to talk about the bitter irony of shoot to kill in the last 2 games getting absolutely wrecked by throwables, kind of like a live by the sword, die by the sword type of thing. But really, that's just unfortunate. Like that just sucks. I mean, as soon as that first down came in, all 3 of those guys are like, you know what, we're screwed. It's 1 grenade, 2 grenades, and we're done. And Oath, very much obliging to deliver those 2.
And another thing, I guess, really, in all of this work that Oath just did to try to get that last knock, they didn't even get it. Norcus from ATC actually, from afar, took out Kurt. And now you still have Luke 12, who did manage to swim across earlier. So STK has one up, but Oath, once again, needing to work their way into the zone. And there's just, with this circle, I mean, look how out in the open it is, Poro. We've just got a little bit of some dips, a lot of trees, and not much of anything else, as we see team after team right now fighting out on top of each other. Crawfresh looking for an angle here onto Duel. Maji is actually get the knock and flush onto Danny G. 2 players down for Carnage. Smokes are starting to come out as they look for the reses. Phase 5 is here, though. Blue's closing in. There's not much time for this. They need to act now if they're looking to get that res. It looks like Zregrod and Crawfresh are pulling up. They want to keep Carnage 4-man strong, and Zenith coming in the backside of Duel might be giving him just enough breather, but Liberate actually has side on this, getting Zregrod down to 6 HP. Finds the knock, and Guabi finishes out. Meanwhile, Zenith gets the final player of Duel, and they're eliminated into 12.
Whew. And just like that, Carnage secures themselves a couple extra $1,000, because that cutoff between 10th and 11th was where the price cutoff was. So Carnage coming out on top. And now Luke 12, well, all you can do is die to a Molotov.
Oof. You hate to see it, but you know what? Kudos there to Oath. They've managed to push themselves into 2nd place now with 201 current points for right now.
200 points.
Still plenty of time for them to make that a little bit larger and keep the gap large enough for Zenith to not catch up. I mean, Zenith at 168, it's going to be a bit of a top. And I think that's a victory spray from Soniqs to say, hey, man, second place. Oh, okay, because you know what? Why not? Why is that?
I mean, look, I guess job done. The only thing that they had to really accomplish in this was getting rid of STK and making sure that they finished in second. So I guess that's going to be it for Oath. Sure, why not? All right, cool. Zenith and ATC now. We'll have to keep an eye on as Zenith getting a little bit of shots placed down onto them by CG. We'll see if Zenith can hold on long enough to maybe make a run or keep ATC from overwhelming them. I lost my live update here, but Veritas also in a position where they can take over Radiance and earn themselves some more money as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is really a fantastic position for a lot of these squads you said that are up for money. Carnage is actually just a few points out from another placement leap. And so there we go. The live leaderboard, 303 is only 1 point ahead of them. But Zenith, unfortunately, struggling here just in a bit. And a nice nade thrown by Adam. It's going to lock them out into 4th place. ATC 3 points behind. There's an opportunity for them to now climb back up to 3rd place, maybe, or 4th place, maybe even take 3rd from shoot to kill. But Illusion right now sitting on 7 points. If they can get, you know, a couple more kills and a chicken dinner, Illusion could even jump into 10th.
ATC standing to make a lot of money here if they can make something happen. Veritas, meanwhile, you can see where they're at. They only need 2 more kills to jump over Radiance. But Hardship's making that real difficult for him right now as Maluk barely gets away. And that's a nice grenade, though, as Sharp Shot goes down. Pentalol just holding the line right now. As the rest of Houston Hardships looks like they're going to get in vehicles and try to reposition the grenades, the explosions everywhere. And now oh no, Maluk gets shot out by ATC.
Oh, and unfortunately it goes. Pentalol actually falls there. Hardships and ATC both capitalizing on this fight as ATC now sitting with 8 kills. And we see shots out towards Hardships as Melon is out for blood. Looking at the minimap, all the teams so close together.
Meanwhile, ATC still making moves. They're 1 point away from hopping over Zenith and getting themselves a nice little come up there. The come ups at the top of the leaderboard are a lot nicer than the ones towards the bottom for sure. But if ATC can make something happen here, they can earn themselves a nice chunk of money here in the last game.
I mean, there's really an opportunity for all these teams to make a bit of a leap. Even Hardships, if they can get a chicken dinner, that will throw them ahead of Veritas. And so that's why this final match still matters for all of the teams. And the circle is going to shift right onto ATC. But again, now, if you're Carnage down to just Ripper, nowhere left to go. Illusion coming in for this push. I mean, this is so difficult to see. All of Illusion right now taking a push onto this. And there you have it. Adam knew where he was, got the headshot onto Ripper. Flashes were out left and right. Now Illusion can relax a bit. They've got full control over the north. 9 kills to their name. Okay, we talked about this. If Illusion can walk in with a chicken dinner and rack up a couple of kills, that's double-digit points for them and should be more than enough to leap over 303.
It's huge. They've already jumped up one prize bracket. Let's see if they can keep going. Meanwhile, 303 staying alive. Hardships, as you said, in a good position. But ATC, look at this. Marcelic already has 2 kills, too. If Marcelic can actually do some more damage, he might be able to overtake something for Tiggleton. I'm not sure. I have to go back and check. No, never mind. No, Tiggleton's got that. Oh, Chubba. Oh, Viking Funeral. Oh. No.
I mean, you love to see it, you hate to see it, but Molly's out in full force right now. ATC still 4 strong with 11 left alive, 3 teams. Right now their focus is on gatekeeping Houston as we get another knock and flush. J-Sync taken out. Ooh. And in the end, Top Dog with a nice headshot gets Lobes. That's it for Houston. 2 teams left, both full 4 stacks. Poro, there's an opportunity for ATC to leap over SDK or Illusion to loop over 303. Whichever team wins is going to be the one that takes that final shot. Look, it's 12 kills to Illusion's name. And that said, now, I mean, 10 seconds until this circle has closed entirely. And that is, it's not to see where the circle goes. It's just going to wait for that counter, the blue, to continue to close in and push these 2 teams together. And I think now as that timer's coming up, it looks like ATC is finally deciding to do it. Now's the time We know exactly where they are. We're a little bit comfortable with the position. We still got a bit of cover onto this. Illusion starting to do the same, right? We're seeing smokes come out. The last of the utility now is Free Me Please. Runs out of pretty much everything. Still got the SLR, so he's looking for those range shots onto ATC. But there's not really any time left for these two teams, and I think the hesitation has to come to an end. As there you have it, Soniqs getting the opening knock onto Adam. This is huge for ATC as they even the odds. This is now a 3v3. Top Dog, though, immediately jumping onto Adam, looking to try to keep him up as long as possible. Soniqs and Melon both looking for another angle on this, with Free Me Please getting a couple hits onto Aguila. Everybody's armor is completely trashed onto this. An Icy Flex. Ooh, is wrapping around. This is really good. ATC doesn't realize he's here just yet. Looks for that knock on a Melon. Gets him very low, but doesn't get it immediately, though. Soniqs turning his attention, but it doesn't matter because Illusion's got sight onto here. If Icy Flex can manage to get around the corner, it's going to be huge. Finds the knock onto Aguila, but gets taken down by Melon. 2 up still for ATC as they look to pick up that flush. And another point there as well. ATC now sitting at 11 kills, but Soniqs falls. Amalia is out down to 1 HP. He does get a knock. Top Dog falls in the end, but Illusion takes the victory with 15 kills. Chicken Dinner, 25 points, and that is enough to throw them up into 9th place. A huge lead on the leaderboard, Toro.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, or die from last shot. I pray my dick get big as the Apple Tower, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing. Damn, I'm in the matrix. My mind is living on cloud 9, and this 9 is never on vacation. Start up that mind.